All right, good morning, everyone. Dan here with Tradingology.com and the trading room for March 4th, 2021. Happy Thursday to everyone. We'll get the doors open, get the ball rolling here. We have some interesting news and topics to cover today for sure, especially when we start to talk about treasury notes. So as always, we have our good friend and partner in crime, Dave, joining us from the Strong Market team. Good to see you, Dave.
Good morning, Dan. Good
How
morning,
you doing this fine Thursday?
Pretty good. Pretty good here. Interesting stuff, as you said.
Yeah, we'll start off quick with, we know it's Thursday, so that always leads to our unemployment claims. And I think they changed this forecast. I could have swore this forecast was lower than a 758, but I'm not positive. I might have to go back and look and see if I got a screenshot anywhere.
I think it was because they were predicting, it was lower than that.
I could have swore it was 745, exactly. That's why I was a little confused when I saw it come out. I'm like, wait, did that change? So I don't know if they bumped it up to make it look better. I don't know. Either way, we're at close to another 750,000 people filing unemployment claims. Is the end of that one, and we got 9:30 on the nose. We can refresh natural gas. Looks like that's in the negative 98 billion. So they were expecting negative 149. I don't follow natural gas, but usually it means red's not a good thing. But we have the fourth.
That unemployment number, though, according to Bloomberg, it was 5,000 higher than estimated by Bloomberg.
That makes me wonder if it did used to be 740 when it started.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
I think that was different. I think you're right.
You just hit something with your mic. It's like sounding a little crazy.
I did. How's that?
Yeah. Okay.
Better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. I turned on my funny voice. Good morning, Andre. Good to see you. Yeah, so we have the parade, as we've been mentioning this week, of FOMC governors. And today we got the chair himself speaking at 11:05, so noon your time. Mm-hmm. And is he going to talk about Repo or Operation Twist? Or
yeah, I don't know what he's going to be talking about here. I'm going to tune into that and see what I can find out. But I mean, we're down now on all the markets. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a turnaround when he starts talking again.
Yeah. Right.
Kind of the MO, right?
Not financial advice, but prepared. It might be a good time to go long when he takes the microphone.
Maybe. I don't know. Hey, this could be the one time that he doesn't affect the market. And if it is, that's a pretty clear signal that he doesn't have any tools left.
Very good. True. We did see a major reversal here. I mean, it's been putting on multiple hats already this morning, looking at the internals where we opened up negative, shot up to positive, dropped way back down to negative. Yeah. So we've seen, looking at the futures itself,
yeah,
some major spikes. I actually took a little scalp down here because we saw potential support coming in. So I grabbed a scalp on the NQ actually. And it's interesting to see, I find that we're seeing the low bubbles form. We haven't seen lows form in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Used to see all-time highs. Now we're seeing all-time lows. Not that I have this out forever. You know, this is only a 5-minute chart that goes a week or two or whatever, but the low bubbles are forming. So that's an interesting sign, I thought.
Yeah.
And looking at the indexes themselves, we are getting intraday bearish herding. And there was a bull trap that formed right at the open, which spiked perfectly, then dropped. So that intraday signal is working as well as the daily signals from the spreadsheet.
Yep, absolutely.
And we are negative now across the board. Some pretty strong negative numbers too. We dipped below a negative 20 on the strength for the NASDAQ, and that's the one that is making headlines as of late. I think it was all over CNBC here. Yeah, NASDAQ falling another 1%. What are we right now? Yeah, actually the Russell's leading. The Russell's more than 1% now, and the NASDAQ's recouped to only 0.3. So they're gonna have to take that breaking news off there, because they got it right there, 0.2, 0.7. Let's refresh ones and see what we come up with. They must be delayed on there.
Yeah, they're a little bit.
Because I'm at 0.27 on NASDAQ, so this is probably 15 minutes behind.
Yeah. So really interesting though, if you're done with the recap, that's pretty interesting stuff. We had some interesting overnight news. You want to get into that, or you got something else you want to share?
Yeah, first of all, we mentioned it Tuesday, and I started watching, and I was looking at, we saw this report come out where we got Wednesday, yesterday, we did see another $500 million in Treasury repo activity, which leads to an article Dave found. People were finding last night what happened with the 10-year Treasury notes. And
Yeah.
amazing graph here.
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. So evidently there's some sort of a, what they call a fail charge, which is about -3% on the 10-year. And typically it never goes below -3% because at that point you start to have to pay a fee, a basis, in order to cover your shorts or cover your position. And last night it dropped to -4%, which means that people are really in a hurry to cover their short positions. Uh, and so, and what happened? So at -4%, obviously, you know, as we talked about, and you guys probably know this already, is that the 10-year note goes higher, the rate goes lower, and we dropped at -4% on the rate, which means that the 10-year went to, I mean, sky high in the repo market. So at that point, people are paying a 300 basis point uh, charge, which, you know, which means that they were desperate to get out of their short positions because to pay that is a lot. So I don't know, you know, if that's is similar to what happened in September 2019. We had that big repo market 10% rate overnight at plus 10%. This is a -4% now. Just crazy stuff. And you know what? One of the things that the article does reference is the fact that there is no market for treasuries. Nobody wants them at 0%. Why would you want them when all your money is in risk assets, which has been doing really, really well? So interesting times. I'm not sure exactly what this means yet, but if it is an indication that people are covering their short positions, rates could go even lower and bonds will go up.
And yeah, we know we have seen the massive activity in the bonds recently. You know, the 3-year, look at the 10-year bond. So is this a response to the 10-year rising and people trying to get out of those short positions?
Yeah, well, it's down just a little bit today because you got that on a daily. Or,
yep, today it's down.
Yeah, so it's just a little bit down. So we might see some more short covering in that market. We'll have to kind of wait and see. But yeah, really strange.
And if they haven't seen, we sent out the email about Operation Twist. What that means is they'll be selling the short terms and buying up the long terms, if I remember correctly, right? Correct me if I'm wrong there, backwards. But I believe that's what is the core of Operation Twist, right? To try and control that yield curve.
Yep, they're trying to raise a little bit on the short end, and they're trying to decrease the rate on the long end. So they need to buy up the 30-year and sell the short-term 3-month.
That's the part that always gets people, is it's the inverse
Right.
of the yield versus the cost. So they think backwards on it. I think that's why they just try to confuse everybody.
And I think that's a lot of reason. It's a big reason why. I mean, it seems kind of elementary, but it does confuse a lot of people. Yes.
And a big rebound. You would think he was talking right now.
Yeah.
Should have stayed in my position longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's 10:40, so we're getting close to that hour, I guess.
Yeah. What do we got? He's on at noon your time. What did we say there? Where's the calendar again?
Yep.
11 here. So yeah, just over an hour and 20 minutes he should be going on. And we'll see what happens then. What else do we got cooking here? Any questions, Andre? How you doing? Haven't seen in the last couple ones. You must be a busy guy. And I feel like there was one more thing I had set up, but I don't see it on my screen right now. So maybe I'm thinking of a different day.
Kind of interesting. We had a big rebound in base metals yesterday, and now it's completely reversed. I'm not sure what that's all about, but we did have a declining market. The agriculture, precious metals, they're all down today. And so we've got that, that's deflationary. So we've got some deflationary things working in the market. We've got higher highs and higher lows on the VIX.
That's what I was thinking about exactly. I knew I wanted to touch on that VIX because we saw it last week where we were down here and we said, hey, it's going to go into the 30s. Well, we definitely hit the 30s. We've made the higher low. We got the higher high. Are we going to see 34 plus 35 next? We will see. But
Yeah, and you see, there's some wild swings on the VIX. I mean, look how we went from 22 to 32 like pretty quickly, and then we kind of backed off, and now we're back up again. But we're making those higher lows.
and your proxy to the market here today is interestingly obviously way down. So is that going to bode well for this potential little recovery? Is that just going to be short-lived since we
Yeah,
just
I don't know. I don't know. It's down pretty significantly. It's down almost 2%, and you can't. I mean, here's what. One of the interesting things about what happened last March when the market declined very sharply was the fact that HYG, which is a high yield bond fund, junk bonds fund, did the same thing. I use CHI, but HYG is what most people follow, and it started tailing down before the market did. And so if this sticks, if that stays down the rest of the day, I wouldn't trust any of the rallies at all.
Yeah, if you see bearish herding continue, that's one of those points where it's like instead of buying the dip, you're selling the rally.
Yeah.
Play the reverse.
Yeah. But on your indicators there, it looks like we've got quite a ways to go to the upside before we hit any kind of resistance. At least
Yep, we definitely got room to go there. And interestingly enough, the pivot itself, the point there was resistance point, and the one above on the diamonds shows. So yeah, I always take a look at all those. So it's literally like playing, ping pong across them sometimes. Are we going to rally right back up to it? Because these pivots are almost always hit during the day that are formed from the previous day's numbers. So the Qs itself haven't hit the pivot yet. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that rally all the way up to that pivot.
Yeah.
Do I take trades off it all the time? Not always. Do I sometimes? Absolutely. But it's just one of the instruments, right? Talk about flying the plane. Read the barometers, read what's going on, take short positions in and out is how I leverage the futures contracts now. Maybe my mic broke and Andre can't hear me. Yeah, look at that.
This is very, very weird. I mean, we've got a lot of volatility. I mean, the S&P 500 alone traded close to 50 handles on, between the low and the high today.
Look at the size of these SR bars on the NDX.
Yeah.
That's a massive gap.
That is a very massive gap. Yeah. Yeah.
And we are interesting though, right around the first one there. So we'll see if that takes effect at all. But yeah, full bearish herding still but we are recovering here on SDs and STs. So they are trailing up right now, which is matching. So yeah, whipsaw reversals, try not to get whiplash. That's why I'd say watch out for there. And when it's starting to form now, it's continuing, but we've lost the first column here. So that is important.
Yeah, this is the hard, a lot of people like volatility, and I do like volatility too, because you get pretty big price movements. So if you're in and out of the market scalping, you can do very well. It's a little bit harder to actually short the market when there's a lot of volatility, because you get if you're getting 50-point moves on the ES handles, that's, you can't stay long term. You gotta be in and out.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
I get whipsawed too much.
Outside of Tuesday, that was the first time I shorted in a long time.
Yeah, it doesn't pay to short.
No, it's hard to fight the Fed.
That is true. Nothing much on the radar except for that 10-year thing. Other than that, they're going to looks like they're postponing the 1.9 trillion stimulus bill until after the weekend. They haven't gotten a vote together yet.
Interesting. It passed the House, Friday last week? So we're coming up on a week that it's been in the Senate. And I've already heard they're dropping off the minimum wage portion. So the $15 an hour has already been axed.
Yep, heard that too.
What else are they cutting, I wonder, or what are they going to swizzle it into?
I don't know, but it seems a little bit strange that they have a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate. Why can't they get this thing passed?
Right. I was wondering the same. I thought it was going to fly right through the Senate.
Yeah, and it didn't. It's been held up. So I'm not quite sure what the reason for that is. Are some Democrats pushing back on the price tag, or are they trying to get the minimum wage reinstated? Or I'm not quite sure what the deal is, but I haven't really kept up with it. I don't care too much actually. Um, but it is interesting that they just couldn't get it flown through. I thought for sure they would do that.
I just pulled up a 19-minute, 32 minutes now. We got narrower limits for stimulus checks wins Biden's approval. So the new change could mean that some people get that, blah, blah, blah. So are they now suddenly finding something that's going to work? Because Biden's signing off on some new limits for who gets it.
Oh, what are the new limits? I wonder. It was a married couple with 150,000 or less in income on the year.
I want to say it's something around 75 or 80. I think I saw. Yeah, here's the new proposal, blessed by Biden. Individuals earning more than 80 or households of over 160. Caps are 20.
They raised it to 160 now.
So here's the individuals at 75, single parents at 112, couples making 115. Wait, what?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, single parents with children. Okay. I gotcha. And couples with 100 and a half. So these are the new limits. If you want to read about them, I'll throw this in the chat for you guys.
So it looks like between 150 and 160,000 a year, you get something. But then it completely disappears at 160. It would be 160 would disqualify somebody.
So maybe they'll do something here, and that'll be another.
They're all splitting hairs, and in the meantime, people are like, where's my $1,400? Not that,
right.
that you could actually live on that, but
There's one more.
How long since the first one, right? Since the first stimulus. It's been over a year.
Yep.
And what did we get? What did people get in the first one?
1,200.
Was it 1,200?
Yep.
Now 1,200 a year. That's 1,400. I mean, I really feel sorry for people who do not have another source of income, and they don't, and they lost their job, and it's really terrible. And I know a lot of people are hurting out there. It's tough. It's really tough. But you know what? Even if they pass this, $1,400 is going to do nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, it's just going to go to the same place everyone's went. It's going to go to the top.
And you got to believe that they're looking at those unemployment numbers today too. Still at 745,000. It's not dropping. It's not like it's going from like, what was it, like 800, 900,000 a couple months ago, down to 700, down to 600, down to 500, down to 400. We've been at 740 between 750 and 800 for weeks.
Yeah, consistently.
Yeah.
But it's a green. It's a green 745, so it's good. That drives me nuts. Last thing we can check on too here is, since we do like to check it every once in a while, is what's our crypto friends doing? We see it did touch over 52. So I was kind of watching that 50,000 just out of curiosity. Spiked above it. We fell back below it. So it's real close to 50K right now on Bitcoin.
If I'm looking at price action profit signals on Bitcoin, if you have if you pull up the fib, I wonder if where the 50% is. No, just on the last move there. The short.
Just on this little one here?
Yeah, that one from the top. No, the one from the top right there to the bottom there. See what that is. Because that's where I would measure the fib. And if it's below that 50% mark, then that's a sell signal. Look at that.
Looks like I don't have this set up for that, but the 50's in here.
that 618 hit the 618, drop below it. The 50 is in there. The
Yeah, the
50 is
50's right here.
we're below that now. If we close below that on the daily, I would suggest that we're probably going lower. That would, the price action profit system would indicate that anything below 50% of that move is weakness, and there's, and you can see the sell orders coming in at 618. And if we stay below and close below that, then we're probably going to go lower.
One more instrument, one more tool. I love it. And if you don't know what he's talking about, I'll throw it in the chat for everybody watching after the fact as well. Is Scott Foster, a great friend of Dave's, put together the course called the Price Action Profit, where he's fantastic at reading just price action and looking at historical and what he calls equilibrium. If you guys haven't checked out this course, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, the core of his analysis is really what the institutions are doing in foreign currencies, but he does apply it to crypto as well. The guy is just absolutely brilliant.
There's where you can find that guy. I typoed it bad, but yeah, just go to tradingology.com/PAP for price action profit, and you will get there. All right, where's our latest rally? Yeah, we're getting close. I'm missing where's our friend Steven? Steven's not on. He would have probably taken that scalp and he'd be taking his profits ball right now on one of these. He's probably offline.
Looks like it's kind of running out of steam here, though. It's it's pumping up pretty good. Now it's kind of.
Yep, we're on the other side of the price signals are coming back down. It's a good time to exit that move.
Yeah.
Mark, definitely. If you're trading that, not advice, but you might want to take your profits, Mark, if you're in there.
Yeah.
Andre, that goes for you too. I know you're watching closely. All right, gents. Well, that's all I had for today, Dave. Anything else in your back pocket? Any aces up your sleeve?
No, all I'm doing is I'm getting ready for the next bull run in commodities. And just an update on the Wealth Masterclass is that we did post, if you didn't see it, we posted the current list of all the stocks that I'm currently getting involved in. Now, there is a caveat that I do think we're going to get this little bit of a deflationary push lower again before we get the commodity boom. So I'm going very, very light, dollar cost averaging into these issues, but that entire list of the ones that I'm currently in is in the Wealth Masterclass Slack channel. So if you didn't see it, go take a look. Also, the slides, the slide deck from the last presentation is also in that Slack channel, Wealth Masterclass.
Yeah, so if you're watching this, you're a Wealth member, make sure you're getting involved in that, get in the Slack channel. We're going to use all that for notifications going forward. And everything is available for you. So we've edited, all the courses are available. So we did it this week. The videos are available for reviewing. So everything's ready to rock and roll for the Wealth members. And if you're looking at joining or you're curious more what it's about, you can see that at wealth.tradingology.com. It's a program that Dave puts on. We just host it on Tradingology since a lot of members are in the same areas. So it's not around trading, it's around long-term, how you preserve and how you grow your wealth, not swing trading, not day trading. This is position trading. This is macro views. It's big time stuff. So it adds to your overall portfolio and just lifestyle, not lifestyle management, but just managing wealth for your life and how you do it. So it's a fantastic thing. I'm very appreciative of Dave starting that last year and continuing it this year. So once again, thank you, Dave.
That's my pleasure. It's a lot of fun, and I certainly want to help as many people as I can.
With that, we'll probably wrap her up for the week, and we'll catch you guys next Tuesday for the following trading room. We'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it.
It'll be interesting. So, yeah, come back Tuesday, guys, because I think things are going to be interesting over the weekend, especially if the stimulus bill doesn't pass by Monday.
And get your popcorn for Powell in just over an hour.
Yeah. All right, Dan. Take care. Bye, guys.